Senator from Kansas.
At a time when Vladimir Putin is killing Ukrainians, my Democrat colleagues want to kill more unborn American children for any reason up until the moment the baby takes its first breath. Up until the moment the baby takes its first breath. Indeed, this bill should be called the Abortion on Demand Until Birth Act. This is the most egregious, horrific attack on the lives of unborn children and the health of moms in American history. In fact, if my Democrat colleagues had their way, this baby that I delivered years ago could have been murdered, aborted, the moment prior to the cesarean section. Listen just for a moment what this bill would do. Number one, it goes far and beyond Roe v. Wade by invalidating state laws that protect the unborn child and the health and the well-being of moms. It would likely lead to taxpayer-funded abortions at home and abroad. It will tie up faith-based hospitals in courts for not offering abortion services. This bill fully blows open the door to sex-based abortions. It eliminates the requirement for informed consent or parental consent and eliminates conscious protections. And I can tell you, as a physician myself, I wouldn't be surprised if half of the medical students in the nation, half of the nursing students in the nation would quit medical school or nursing school if they were going to be forced into participating in abortions. This bill is a total disregard for women's health. Instead of the standards of a surgery center, this bill would allow for these services to be offered in a garage or a backroom apartment rather than the standards of a surgery center. And the bill provides the right to provide abortions by any healthcare provider. No longer would it take a physician to do abortions. It would allow nurse midwives, nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants to do abortions. Madam President, I had to take care of women with a miscarriage at every gestational age, and this is not a job for a nurse midwife, a physician assistant, a nurse practitioner. Before we would let residents take care of this type of a miscarriage, they would have went through 4 years of medical school and most likely were in their second or third year of training before we'd have entrusted them to this type of procedure. Again, for a woman who had had a miscarriage, the risk of infection, of hemorrhage, and creating infertility are too great. This bill would allow states to go unrestricted of any type of telehealth abortions, abortion by phone. In my opinion, it's malpractice to prescribe such a medicine without examining the patient, seeing how big the uterus is, seeing what the size of the baby is. This procedure is wrought with complications. I'm the person that had to take care of those complications. Wichita, Kansas was home to one of the biggest abortion clinics in the country. And just 2 hours down the road was Great Bend, America. And time after time, patients would show up in our emergency room with complications from the procedure or this pill. I never ever imagined when I came to the Senate that I'd be fighting harder on the Senate floor to save the lives of moms and babies than I did in the emergency room and the delivery room. Before I close, I want to say a heartfelt thanks to all the pro-life advocates across the country who work so hard, especially those folks that are part of Kansans for Life and all the pro-life advocates in Kansas who have worked so hard to pass previous legislation to protect the lives of moms and unborn babies, that this bill would wipe out with one swoop. And I'm so proud of the Kansans for Life and their advocacy for the Value Them Both Amendment. Again, protecting the life of the mom and the baby. But our work's not done yet. We can't let up. We've got more work to do. And I can promise you, I've only just begun to fight to protect the lives of unborn babies and protect the health and well-being of mothers. I urge my colleagues tonight to vote no on this most extreme anti-life legislation. Thank you, Madam President, and I yield back.
Madam President.